Hello and welcome to an episode of News from Nesrallah, the late edition. Sorry about this, it's coming at you so late. I had a meeting all morning this morning, and so there was a supply teacher in for me. And this afternoon, I was just really swamped. So here is the news from Nesrallah for February 24th to the 28th. This week in math, we're finishing up algebra. So the students today had a huge review. They were playing a couple algebra games with the algebra tiles, and they were creating their own algebra problems. Tomorrow we're going to have another review to make sure everybody is feeling good about algebra, and then we're going to have a very small assessment. It's not a huge focus in grade 6 on algebra, so it's more of a light introduction. Our next topic, though, which will be a lot heavier, is decimals. This week, we're really going to be focusing on comparing decimals and visualizing decimals. So what a decimal actually kind of looks like on a number line, for example. And we'll be using a place value chart, and we will be going to thousandths, as you can see. We'll be using place value charts as well as the base 10 blocks, and we're just going to be using them in a little different way, but just really to help the students visualize what a decimal really means. In language arts, we're going to hopefully, now that we do have a lot more time this week, since we don't have any strike days, and we should be at school every day this week, in language arts, we're going to be presenting our Gregor final projects. I've been having a look at them, and I'm so excited. The kids did such a great job. We're really focusing on our food insecurity in the North. So the students are writing a persuasive piece about why Canadians should care about this issue, and we're going to be publishing it as a podcast this week. So the students will have tomorrow to finish their persuasive writing and get it edited by a peer. So the peers will be using this Google form to help grade it for the student, give some feedback. And then, of course, they give a star and a wish on how they can make it a bit better. This form is then kicked out into a doc, which is automatically shared with your students. So they'll be able to get real-time feedback on their writing. Students have been writing their persuasive pieces. So you can see that most of them have a lot done already. And they're actually not going to be publishing this as a written piece, but as an oral piece through podcasting, since this is our intro activity before we do speeches. So while the students are recording their podcasts this week, we only have 4 mics. So 4 at a time, they'll be going to any quiet spot they can find in the school to record their podcast. Then I'm going to be putting them together, and I'm going to be publishing them to SoundCloud. So it should be an authentic voice for the students. So they're really excited about actually having a real audience listening to their podcast. So they will be available for the public. And we're kind of hoping to actually make Canadians care about this issue that we have been researching since January. Then we're going to be starting persuasive writing of the speeches where they get to choose their own topic. Important dates this week it's Ash Wednesday on Wednesday, obviously, and the grade 6s are in charge of the liturgy. It's a very short liturgy, but parents are, of course, are invited. It's at 12:30 in the gym. Also, it's Pancake Tuesday tomorrow, so you might want to have pancakes for dinner. And then parent council or school council has generously decided to donate the grad shirts this year, which is amazing. So school council is paying for a t-shirt for all of the students. So I have the samples, and we will be sizing the kids tomorrow. So that's what's going on in grade 6 this week. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to send me a remind. But other than that, have a great week, a full week in our first week of Lent.